China reported one new case of COVID-19 today as it presses ahead with the reopening of its economy. But a cluster of infections that are emerging in the city of Wuhan, which was the original epicenter for the outbreak, has officials worried now about a possible second wave. So much so, they're about to mount a stunning testing blitz. Patrick Falk is on the story for us. He's in Beijing live with us. We are talking numbers that are just unbelievable, Patrick. Testing of millions of people. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, that's right. It's really remarkable in many ways. There have only been 6 new infections reported in Wuhan, but of course, anything related to coronavirus in Wuhan does get people panicking a bit. Remember, they lifted a lockdown there on April 8th, so this is a dramatic step in many ways. Now, that report that was published by Reuters said that it had seen internal documents and cited people familiar with the situation. It said that Wuhan was planning on giving nucleic acid tests to all of its residents. So we're talking about 11 million people, which is really incredible, in the space of 10 days. Now, according to the report, it also said that every district in Wuhan needs to come up with a plan by today on how it's going to do that. This is all happening because of those 6 cases that were reported. Now, what we could tell by the reports was that the situation seemed to be somewhat under control, because these were asymptomatic carriers that were all undergoing quarantining, and they were also all being held in the same residential compound. So it seemed as though authorities had a bit of control over the situation, but this appears to suggest that perhaps they are concerned that there may be a possibility of a second wave there.
How much concern is there about that second wave? Because as we look at you, Patrick, I mean, we can see Beijing is busy, cars, things going on, bikes, people going by behind you. So just when the country appeared to be getting back on track, now, as we say, and as you say, the concern over a second wave potential.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, this is rush hour traffic, evening time in Beijing, early evening time. We've had some positive data out today. Mobile phone shipments up 17% month on month. And of course, the big news yesterday, Disneyland in Shanghai reopening. So there are a lot of indicators showing that life is getting back on track here. The economy is getting back on track. So this is a sign that suggests there is still some things to worry about. But of course, the bigger concern really is the cluster of infections that have been reported in the northeast of the country across several different provinces. There's a lot of concern about imported cases there. And this is perhaps going to have an impact on what sort of message the government is going to issue next week in what's the most important political date of the year for the Chinese government, when the National People's Congress meets. There are expectations for the government to be sending a sort of message to say that the economy is getting back on track and that there has been some sort of victory over the coronavirus, but that might derail that sort of message, if indeed that's what the government plans to share.
Patrick, thank you. Good to see you on this morning, or this evening where you are. That's Patrick Falk, who's a freelance reporter with us in Beijing.